Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery. In BL tonight, we got major stationery company here. Stationery Office Supplies Limited dividend consideration coming up by ticker symbol SOS. Advisory that at the next board meeting by the company to be held August 9th, 2022, the board will consider the possibility of paying out a dividend to shareholders. Now, Caribbean Assurance Brokers Limited, that's CAB. Notice of the AGM annual general meeting coming right up by Caribbean Assurance Brokers. The AGM is going to be held via live stream. More and more companies doing this now on Thursday, August 18th, 2022 at 3 p.m. CAB really going from strength to strength under CEO Tanya Waldron-Gooden. The AGM should be hotly attended and very much watched by analysts in the marketplace as a company leading insurance brokerage right here in Jamaica. Now, FirstRock RealEstate Investments Limited, this is their new name. They went through that name change from FirstRock Capital Holdings. Ordinary share buyback advisory here with an update to the market. FirstRock stated that further to the notice dated March 1st earlier this year, which was entitled FirstRock Capital Holdings Limited Ordinary Share Buyback, it now states that FirstRock RealEstate Investments Limited wishes to advise the public that the company's ordinary share buyback exercise has not yet commenced or got started and will instead begin on September 1st of this year. Now, the bottom line is the open market share buyback by the company program will be for the company's ordinary shares and it's not to exceed 10% of the company's capital. Now, jump in for a moment to overseas markets, US markets. Hasbro, the monopoly maker, big time toy maker, reported 10% increase in quarterly earnings. Bottom line is toys are still selling despite possibilities of a US recession and all that's going on in US market. Now, the company reported a 10% rise in adjusted net earnings for the second quarter, assisted by demand for the toy maker's tabletop game Magic the Gathering. The numbers for the second quarter, adjusted net earnings was US $160.6 million, up from $145.4 million in the previous year's quarter. Next up, we got IBM shares to end tonight. They head lower despite beating earnings and revenue expectations. The CEO came out, gave some, revised, cash flow forecasts, and that's what caused the share price to go a bit lower due to that, not the earnings and the revenue. Now, due to the company's trimming its cash forecast, shares were down as much as 4% late yesterday in extended trading. Earnings, though, were good. They were actually US $2.31 per share adjusted versus $2.27 per share expected. When we say expected, that's the analyst expectations in the US market. Now, revenue is actually $15.5 billion versus $15.18 billion expected. IBM went over, listen, they're 5 to 6 points of growth, doing very well. The market segments doing very well. Everything doing okay or well overall. And the bottom line is in the US markets, talk about sensitivity. When the CEO stated they're trimming their cash flow forecast, that was from like a 10 to 10.5 billion range to, let's say, a 10 billion range or a little bit less than that. Just that kind of sensitivity or scenario analysis change caused the stock price to dip a bit, but still overall earnings beat, earnings expectations did better by IBM. We'll see how the second half of the year pans out for IBM. Have a fantastic evening. I'm Mark Croskery. This is Business Live.